Fauzi for Zia LFN, and Shurat Sauki had a good race yesterday.
A youngster anymore, but he plays for the Young Star team. That's why you Aji, the former champ.
Oh, Silmi Helsinki made a very, very promising debut for Team One for All yesterday. Rendioding started 11th. He was the rider we saw. It'd be a shame to miss him in this race.
I think it was a helmet change. I don't think it was mechanical.
Okay. Oh, maybe fogging issues.
So at the front, they begin to line up. Fastest Dimas Juliet Moko very, very quickly into his starting position. We'll keep an eye onto row number 4 in the middle. As the pit crews, well, they've done their job. There's not an awful lot more that they can do. Okay, we are all set. 6 laps of the circuit. Engines are go and a fast. It really gives you that much an advantage, but it gets you up and running. Behind him, the defending champion, Husni Zainal, 143. He's away again. But John Emerson and Guito looks like he wants to make a real contribution into this season, Barry Russell.
He certainly does. He's been making those noises. He's been talking the talk and walking the walk. He was competitive all the way through yesterday. The riders around him here are the riders who finished numbers 1 to 4 yesterday in no particular order. That was Gubita, his teammate, Wayuaji, and the two.
Shad. So Adib, wow, Adib's made a real lot of progress from P13 to get up to the front inside the first third of a lap. Okay, racing lines seem to be drying.
Yeah, a little bit of spray there, but nothing to obscure the vision too much. We'll be splattering those visors though. So we'll probably see a few tear-offs flying around.
Understandably, a cautious opening lap. Dimas Juliet Moko still leading the way. Loving the fact that you can get up from P13 into the lead inside half a lap. That's what Underbone brings to the table.
Yeah, you can see Nazrul Izzat as well.
Not naughty, he was unfortunate. A helmet malfunction. That's real unfortunate stuff.
Yeah, Nazrul pinned and riding through it. He was competitive all the way through yesterday. Dimas Juli still in the lead from Adib. Dibarshed for Uma Racing. And yeah, just we had some news there about
the reason for the Rendi double penalty. Obviously the helmet
experience. No bad intent there, no recklessness in my opinion for Rendi.
It's his debut. It's his debut here on ARRC. Yeah. Playing with the big boys now.
That's exactly right.
Thought our camera followed a crash there, but for once our cameraman got it wrong. Great coverage as usual on ARRC as Charles Chazras has a little look. I've liked the look of Charles Chazras this weekend.
Yeah, and he's in very good spirits. He loves racing here. He's enjoyed himself so far.
The UZ team, so much part of the system at Capri. As Charles of the UZ team takes the way forward, and there is Rendi. We'll keep an eye on Rendi. He's got some long laps to come. And that's a shot that just shows you the elevations. It's not always apparent at Sepang how hilly it is. And those little rises and dips, they can cause problems of balance and where you, what your racing line should be.
Yeah, it is. That's one thing you do miss when you're watching on a screen, as we are right now. But you can see the drop down there and coming back up. And if you go for a name check for him, oh, that's disappointing.
But the Vosges, we were just saying, consistency. They're wanting to get their machines to complete the laps. That's a frustration for Mazakea and for Vosges.
Yeah, promising yesterday, though. They only finished about 1.8 seconds off the winner. So Vosges definitely moving in the right direction. Vosges AS25.
Husni Zainal threatens to take the lead at the end of lap number 1, and Husni Zainal is 0.004 of a second behind Charles Chazras and Dimas Juliet Moko. But look at that, this is Underbourne, 6 abreast. And we are a third of the way through the race. And we've got a leading group there of 8, make that 11 racers with genuine chances now. April King Moscato, he's in a second group that's just being dropped a little bit.
Yeah, Hardip. Nasrul had a technical issue late in the race yesterday.
Until the riders are still being a little bit cautious. Yesterday's lap times were around about the 2:36s. We're into the 2:50s here, which the first 11 are all there or thereabouts, the mid-250s for a lap.
Yeah, and 2 LFN HP 969 Yamahas, very much in evidence again, as you would expect. That's the number 70 and the number 117.
Also, Peter Krejner in there, the number 73, looking for back-to-back results. Rendy is still involving himself in the mix, the bike number 129. He's got 2 long laps, and he better do them. That kind of ill-discipline hanging over his head.
Yeah, there's a limit of 3 laps. They have to do the long lap within 3 laps of getting the notice.
Maybe just get as much race time out of the front and get some experience at this level of competition. And it's still those front 11. Or is it down to 9? No, it is 11 who are leading the way. Silmi has got the fastest lap out on the circuit so far at 2:50.0.
Rendy's enjoying himself, but he does need to come in. He's at the front currently. So we're seeing some of his potential. But if he doesn't come in soon for first of those long lap penalties, he's going to get a black flag.
Enjoying your feedback on Facebook, on the ARRC Facebook pages, also on YouTube or wherever you're watching this broadcast. The conditions are definitely improving and the tarmac dries, but it can be a little bit greasy. 73, Peter Krejner just takes a wide angle. As we have a look at the drone, that shows you the different angles, the different lines you can take. That's a great shot. It's not only pretty, but it's very technically informative for us.
Yeah, the inside line there at turn 15 is dry, completely dry. But if you go to there, that was in big enough letters for the Indonesian to take heed.
I think he's taken it this time, hasn't he? Is he still there?
Oh, down goes Fadli Regani.
Quickly up again. He'll lose the midfield there for Fadli Regani.
John Emerson having a look up the inside. Is that Kupita? No.
Oh, Rendy is still up there. He did stay. Better be careful. He doesn't want to get into disciplinary problems which could impact further down the season.
Yeah, he wants to get that penalty done and out of the way.
In the meantime, the race goes on. Still this leading group of 11, up to 12 or 13. Charles Chazras, who was in the leading group, has just dropped off a little bit. And there's a heck of a distance between that group and the second group, who are just coming round the corner, which is being led by Akshal and Charles Chazras, and April King Moscato in that group. Holds on to second place today, 52. The man leading the way, bike 70, is Shirat Sauki, where he was. You look away for a second and there's a change of...
The front for most of this race.
Sauki, well, Dimas Julie hugging the grandstand. He's also taking out Adib Arshad, who's having a storming race, is Adib. 25 goes through, so it's good to see John Emerson and Gito there once again.
Yep, Adib back to the front. This is a really good race from him and from John Emerson and Gito. Oh, and a hand up from Nazarul. Is that surely the Grem?
Well, is that the chain?
Yeah, that's the chain hanging off. Just have a look, the number 87 there, and you can see immediately he realizes what's happened. Up goes the hand. There's a whole load of riders around him. He did well.
Uma Racing Yamaha Maju Motor Team 27. He's looking in good nick, and his machinery's looking in good nick.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Charles Chazras having a look from the front here. You can see he's relatively tall for an underbone rider, can't you? Charles Chazras. As he sticks his knee out to stabilise the bike on these turns.
Joining the fray as well, bike 58, Silmi Helsinki for Team One for All. There he is, 58. He's the only one who didn't finish yesterday, but he showed good form. And Team One for All with Akshal Safatullah, he also was prominent yesterday. 9 at the end of race 1 yesterday. So there's a little bit of regional pride at stake here. Venus Juliet Moko comes through. As we come to this final corner that you were talking about, this is the final rehearsal that the guys will have. And Husni Zainal takes that nice dry line, and Husni Zainal Fauzi, the defending champion, 3rd place yesterday. He's going to go across the line in 1st place coming into this final lap, and he's taken Charles Chazras on Uzi with him.
So now we'll see the elbows come out. Dimas Juli moves to the outside.
There are some of those elbows. The sharpest belong to John Emerson and Guito. Dimas Juli is taken out.
Down, and he's taken out one of the SND machines.
3 are down, but Dimas Juliet Moko is the most notable, and they're not going to be able to sort that one out.
No, those bikes are well and truly entangled. One of the LFN bikes went down as well.
Dimas Juli absolutely fuming. You can see that he's blaming. He's, as we have a look, Barry, we can't hold it. As Dimas leans in.
So tricky. They fan out the way they do, and it's such a difficult turn 1. It just loops and loops and loops. It's a long hairpin. And April King Moscato is coming through well, alongside Husni Zainal at the front.
Gosh, he was so dominant last year. I couldn't believe that he could be as dominant again this year. But 1 podium, and he's looking in good nick here for another podium. Charles Chazras usually goes through, sweeps up the hill. We're on to turn 9 here.
Silmi also in the mix for Team One for All. Adib, he's been there all the way through. So is the number 61, Charles Chazras,
who is leading the way. Husni Zainal looks over his shoulder. April King Moscato, 95, new number. Same old attitude from April King. Now then, has Charles Chazras been able to escape, giving others a pull down the penultimate straight? Husni Zainal, he is under pressure from Adib Arsyad. Brilliant performance from Adib. Charles Chazras, right, can he stay clear of the rest? He knows that lurking behind him is Husni Zainal.
Husni Zainal and Adib Arsyad, lots of circuit knowledge there. Silmi Helsinki and April King Moscato swoop in from the inside.
Going around the outside, 3, 4 adrift, 4 abreast. It's going to be a sprint for the line. Ooh. 6 in with a chance as they come down the line. Husni Zainal Fauzi under pressure. Husni Zainal Fauzi wins again.
From April King Moscato, great race from the Filipino. And rendioding finished 3rd, but surely that's going to be adjusted. So it'll be Akshal Ilam for Team One for All. His teammate, Silmi Helsinki, we were talking about, finished 6th, will probably be elevated to 5th, and Charles Chazras came across the line 5th in the end.
Now the superlatives for Husni Zainal and for the
adjustment for Rendi.
Yeah, Rendi in P3. Well, if he did service 2 long laps, that's particularly able to hold off the sprint going on behind him.
That was pretty clear.
The race win, no doubts. P2, that's April King Moscato. And P3 will be Akshal Ilam Fut, his penalty. And that might get him in more trouble, you know. I'm sure it will, but here's the finish. He was able to hold off the sprint going on behind him.
That was pretty clear.
The frustration of Nazrul Isaac going on, offset by a P6 for Adib Arshad Hisham. Good result for him. Aditya Fauzi came through later on the Honda.